You're fired. Don't cry in my office.
Hello everybody and welcome to an exciting day as we announce the nominations for this year's Fleming Awards. As you are aware, some films might have came out last year for other countries, but as long as they have a UK release date in the middle of January to December here, they count as a nominee. And joining me as always is Justin Doyle from Word to View Movies, being my co-host for this evening. Hello Justin.
Hey Rob, congratulations. What a fantastic day this is. We get to announce the nominations for the Fleming Awards 2021. I'm so excited because this is my first year that I get to be co-hosting it with you, but I did get to read off some nominations and winners last year, so that was a lot of fun. But yeah, let's chat Fleming Award movies.
Yes. What films are you hoping to see nominated tonight?
Well, Dune was a big one for me this year. The Last Duel was big. I really enjoyed Coda, and Coda's getting a lot of love, especially with the Golden Globes and the Critics' Choice Awards, so I'm really happy about that. There's still some that I haven't seen, which I'm sure that are going to be up for some awards in here as well. But Don't Look Up, I'm excited to see. West Side Story and Nightmare Alley. So I hope those are all kind of dangling in the nominations.
Yes. There will be a lot coming up, and I'm looking forward to. I want to see some good films get nominated, not just like your typical Oscar buzz film, but something different like superhero movies and comedies.
Yeah. I don't know of any comedies coming out soon, but we still have Spider-Man that's coming out, and I think that's it for this year. But it is its fourth film because we also had Eternal, Shang-Chi, and Black Widow. So it's a big year for the Marvel Universe. Plus the four shows with Hawkeye, Loki, WandaVision, and Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's a big year.
I bet you're just glad that this event has two hosts and like another award season that we're parodying.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because they don't have any, I don't think. At least for now.
They don't have a host, and our first category is an award the Oscars don't have.
Oh, yeah? Well, then tell me about the first category.
The first category is Best Stunt Team.
Really? Yeah, I wonder why they don't do that, because, everyone knows that some of these actors will never be able to do these sort of stunts, so that's really, really exciting.
And since this is your first time co-hosting the evening, would you like to introduce our first guest?
Yeah, sure, with pleasure. So to announce the nominees for the inaugural Best Stunt Team Award is a returning guest from last year's ceremony. He's a singer-songwriter, and you can check him out on Spotify. And he's a dashing young gentleman who also loves his movie. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jason Duffel.
Yay!
Yeah, Jason!
Hello, and it's great to be back here at the Fleming Awards to announce the nominees for Best Stunt Team. And it's a very overlooked field within the film industry, and I'm glad I can give it the recognition it deserves. And the nominees are Cruella, Dune, No Time to Die, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, The Suicide Squad, and finally, Wrath of Man. Good luck to all the nominees. Thank you.
Wow. Wow, thanks, Jason. So, Rob, what do you think should be the inaugural winner of the Best Stunt Team Award?
I think this category has only one winner, and that's Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. I love the fighting sequences and it really drove this movie forward. There's not many superhero movies they kind of lack in these kind of fight scenes, and Shang-Chi executed every single one of them beautifully and stunningly. So I think that deserves this award for this year's Stunt Team Award. What about you?
Yeah, I will have to agree because the only one close to me out of these would be the Suicide Squad. And the Suicide Squad is something we've seen before. Shang-Chi is a little more original. Plus, it was beautiful and it had very gorgeous choreographed numbers in there. So I think that that's a great win. And I just think that's a fun category that we rarely get to take seriously. So I think that's great. Fantastic. What a good way to start off the show. What's up next?
Best original screenplay is the next category, which I love this category because you get to see some nice, fresh movies that haven't been done before. And I got a really good guest to announce this one, and it's a really good friend of mine. He's a writer, he's a director, he's a podcaster, he's a YouTuber, and he is creating this universe called Reality Blows, which comes out next year, and I'm also a part of. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you, Mr. Christopher Hyde.
Christopher Hyde. Bah, 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 bah.
Stanley Kubrick once said, "If it can be written, then it can be filmed." And many great films have come from original screenplays, whether it was written as scribbled down as a note and adapted into a screenplay later. It's all original ideas. Here are the 6 nominees who have created the brilliant scripts over the past year. Wes Anderson for The French Dispatch, Lee Isaac Chung for Minari, Emerald Fennell for Promising Young Woman, Tobias Lindholm and Thomas Vinterberg for Another Round, Adam McKay for Don't Look Up, and finally we have Edgar Wright and Christy Wilson Cairns for Last Night in Soho.
Nice, great category. Thank you, Christopher. Justin, who's your pick for this award?
So, because we're playing by your rules instead of the rules of here over here, I'm gonna have to go with what won last year, and that's Promising Young Woman. Or for this year as well. I think that is the best. I mean, I haven't seen Don't Look Up, and I did see One Night in Soho, and I thought it was a really good script, but it fell apart in the third act for me. I thought it really had this nice trajectory that could have really landed it in Best Picture categories, but it just really missed the mark. And the only other one that I would give it to is Another Round, but Emerald Fennell for Promising Young Woman is definitely the best screenplay out of this lot.
Yes, I kind of agree. I do think it's between her and Adam McKay I'm going to go for, because they were both outstanding screenplays, and I really felt like Fennell was trying to get her message across, and McKay was trying to do a good satire of modern society, and I think they both stood out well. But if I had to pick one, I think I'm going to have to give it to Fennell.
Yeah. She's breaking down some barriers in the world of movies and cinema, I think. So I hope she continues on this trajectory. And you know what? Get out of here, Wes Anderson and the French Dispatch. Get out.
I actually like The French Dispatch.
Yeah, it's my own personal preference.
Fair enough. We're allowed our own personal preferences. Are you ready for the next category, which is Best Adapted Screenplay?
I am so ready.
So would you like to
announce
Yes, I want you to announce the next guest. Who is it?
All right. So here to announce the Best Adapted Screenplay is a man of comics, considered to be an expert in many subjects, including fantasy, sci-fi, and superheroes. Ladies and gentlemen, here comes comic book fan and a great friend of Robbie's, Mr. Dave King.
Yay, Dave King, yay!
Hi everyone. Christopher has a point about original films, but is certainly a talent at writing a screenplay from already existing materials, whether it's from a book, a comic book, or another film. There are many films that have strong adapted screenplay, and here are the nominees for Best Adapted Screenplay. First we have Ivan Atkinson, Marn Davis and Guy Ritchie for Wrath of Man. Up next is Roberto Bentivegna and Becky Johnston for House of Gucci. Followed by Jane Campion for The Power of the Dog. James Gunn for Suicide Squad. Christopher Hampton and Florian Zeller for The Father. And finally we have Eric Roth, John Spatz and Denis Villeneuve for Dune.
Wow. Thanks, Dave. So, Robbie, what's your pick for this category?
Right, it's actually going to be completely different to what you expect. I'm going to pick The Suicide Squad because it was completely different to any other superhero movie and it had that really smart dialogue and really funny humour, a lot of heart and a lot of soul, and it what really made the film and put it all together. And I really, really thought it was a really fun screenplay, especially from a proper filmmaker like James Gunn instead of the Hollywood studios interfering. They let James Gunn had his freedom. They let him make this movie, and I think he deserves this award. So I'm going to give this one to The Suicide Squad.
Very nice. Wow, what left field? Never would have thought of that. If I were to choose from this, I think that The Father probably has the best screenplay because I've actually seen all these movies. But I think The Power of the Dog is going to do really well this year. And I didn't really like The Power of the Dog. I think I just need to see it again. But when you write something and it's not heavy in dialogue, it's like, well, what else are you writing? You know? So she didn't really write it like a heavy dialogue script. But what I think is the most impressive, because of how lame the first one was, is Denis Villeneuve for Dune, because what an incredible way to just rejuvenate something that was just crap before. So I think the biggest feat for anybody is Denis Villeneuve for Dune.
Nice, nice. My only issue with the screenplay of Dune is they do have some corny lines in it.
Yes, but when the first movie is all corn and that book is all corn, it's bound to have one or two corny things in there. But speaking of all corn, House of Gucci, ooh, that's a lot of
Yeah,
corn.
yeah. I think I wish I nominated Green Knight now.
Oh yeah, that would have been one. Well, thanks, Dave, and thanks, Robbie. So, what do you think what should we have next for the next category?
Best Supporting Actor.
Oh, good one. That sounds good. Let's do it.
Right. Do you want me to announce the next guest?
Bring it on.
This is an awesome person, a very awesome woman. She loves movies and everything about them. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Emily Fletcher.
Emily.
Emily.
Hello, I'm Emily. I'm here to present the nominations for Best Supporting Actor. As you know, some supporting performances can really steal the show or manage to play a vital role to help or to be against the protagonist. Here are the 6 lucky male supporting performances that earn themselves a nomination. And we have Bo Burnham for Promising Young Woman, Paul Walter Hauser for Cruella, Daniel Kaluuya for Judas and the Black Messiah, Tony Leung for Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, Jesse Plemons for The Power of the Dog, and finally, Forrest Whitaker for Respect. Well, good luck to all of these, and thank you for having me.
Well,
thank you, Emily. Thank you very much. Justin, who are you picking for this category?
well, to be honest, the only answer here is Daniel Kaluuya for Judas and the Black Messiah. I felt like he is one of the better actors out of all the. I mean, Forrest Whitaker's great, but in respect, it didn't really. It's not. It was one of the better Forrest Whitaker performances I've seen. I don't really care for him that much, but I just think that Daniel Kaluuya for the Judas and Black Messiah just did a better job. My fun answer would be Paul Walter Hauser for Cruella, because I thought he did a great job and very, very funny comedically. It's kind of like a Melissa McCarthy for Bridesmaids, you know. So I just really enjoyed his performance and thought it was a lot of fun. So, but my answer is Daniel Kaluuya for Judas and the Black Messiah.
He is one of my favourites, but I reckon only one person I think could potentially win this award, and it's Tony Leung for Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. That performance and how he elevated that Marvel villain and became the best Marvel villain was a stand-up performance to me, and he had to get a nomination in this category when I saw Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. And I feel like it's between him and Daniel for this race, but I think I will go with the underdog because Daniel's won my award before for Get Out, so I'm going to give it to Tony.
Great. And yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. The performance Tony put in there was transcendent. And and it almost like he wasn't in a Marvel movie, you know. And I really, really like that. So great pick. That's awesome.
We got a very good category next.
All right, what's the category?
Best director.
Really? Already going with a heavy hitter.
Yes. Do you want to introduce this next special guest?
With pleasure. Here to announce the nominees for Best Director is a man who loves directors and mainly focuses on them on his podcast. He's one of my co-hosts on the Pond Theater. We haven't done it in a while, but he's the reason why we all know each other and work together. Ladies and gentlemen, from Video Store Rejects, Mr. Cody Howell.
Yay, Cody! Cody!
Hey guys, it's a pleasure to be announcing the category for the Fleming Awards for Best Director. Got a lot of great directors that have won this award, and it's going to be interesting to see which of these talented directors win this year. And the nominees are Wes Anderson for The French Dispatch, Jane Campion for The Power of the Dog, Emerald Fennell for Promising Young Woman, Adam McKay for Don't Look Up, Denis Villeneuve for Dune, and finally, Mr. Thomas Vinterberg for Another Round.
Thanks, Cody. So who's your pick for this award, Mr. Fleming?
You ready for it? Because it's going to be a shocker who it is. So when I look at movies, I like to look at the production behind it as rather the movie itself. And I think the one person that wins this has got to be Denis Villeneuve. Denis Villeneuve has got to win this. The way how he constructed Dune was phenomenal, and his movies always put in 100%, and Dune put in 100%, and because he's a great director, the film could become a visual masterpiece. So I think I will give it to Denis Villeneuve for this one.
For a second, I thought you were going to say Wes Anderson, because he does production design really well as well. So
yeah, I think he did it a little bit better than Wes this year.
Yes, a lot to better. So great. I mean, I'm all in on that. I do. One of my things though is that I try to also take a look at the directors, the way that their actors are, and I don't think that anybody got better performances out of the movies that I've seen here, because I haven't seen Don't Look Up, than Jane Campion for A Power of Dog. I mean, Kirsten Dunst was killer. That kid, Cody Lee Smith, actually, I know his dad, which is so crazy. I had no clue. Or McPhee, I think is his name. Yeah, I had no clue that I was his dad. Plus Jesse Plemons, plus, the great Benedict Cumberbatch. Those 4 performances are so powerful that they're all getting nominations right now. And I think that a director should do is get the best performances as they can out of the actors. And I think that she did that. So I want to go for Denis Villeneuve because it's one of my favorite movies of this year, but I'm giving it to Jane Campion.
Not Emerald Fennell. Do you think Emerald Fennell could do it?
Well, yeah, I think she did do it, but she only had 2 main actors to work with instead of 4 like Jane Campion did.
Yeah, she only really had to carry them both, didn't she?
Yeah, she had more load to carry. Right then. Are you ready to go on to the next category?
Yes. What is it, Justin?
It looks like it's Best Animated Film.
Best Animated Film, and I have my good old buddy who loves wrestling and loves movies to present this category. Ladies and gentlemen, from the fabulous Royal Leamington Spa, Mr. Dan Harris.
Bow down to Dan. Yeah.
Hello, I'm Dan. It's a pleasure to announce those nominations for Best Animated Films. And the nominations are Encanto, Luca, The Mitchells vs. Machines, and Raya and the Last Dragon.
Right,
Gotcha.
Thank you, Dan. Justin, what was your favourite animated movie of this year?
So there's one film that's not up here that I haven't seen yet, but it's up for Best Documentary, and it's called Flea. And
Yeah,
that's
I've been
also
meaning to check that one out.
I think I'm going tomorrow to see it. So I hear that one's going to be up for Best Animated Film this year. But I've got to say that the one that I love was Luca. I thought Raya and the Last Dragon. I think all of these are great entries because I thought Raya and the Last Dragon was a friggin' solid movie, and Mitchell's versus the Machines was a movie that people like rave about, and they didn't really see that one coming. And then Luca was just this really, to me, it was about brothers and like a brotherhood. People thought it was sort of about like being gay. I thought it was about a brotherhood. And then Encanto was just beautifully done with great music. I thoroughly enjoyed it, but I think the one that has the most rewatchability and the one that I have seen more is in Luca. But I know what you're going. Hit me with it, Rob.
I'm going with the I'm going with the Golden Globe snub, Mitchell's versus the Machines, because I love the style of
Yeah, that
animation,
was a
and I love how it represents LGBTs, and I felt like it was a very fun story with some good voice acting, and it was just quite a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a really good family film. It's a good road trip movie. I just think that the whole machines part was the weird part, but I really enjoyed it. It reminded me of, we talked about this, a Goofy movie, and other sort of like road trip animated films. So it's definitely good. It's really smart, and it's the same animators as Spider-Verse, right?
Yeah, Spider-Verse.
Yeah, so that makes sense.
Nice. So are you ready to move on to Best Supporting Actress?
Yes.
And you ready to announce the next guest?
Now I'm ready. All right, here to present the nominees for Best Supporting Actress is another awesome guy who also loves movies, especially the films of Paul Thomas Anderson. I wonder if he likes licorice pizza. It's Mr. Tom Plenderleith.
Yay, Tom!
Thanks, Justin. Hi, I'm Tom. I met Robbie this year, and I feel honoured that he asked me to be a part of this. So I'm here to present to you guys the nominations for Best Supporting Actress. A lot of iconic actresses have been in this category, so it'll be a tough group with an unpredictable winner. The nominations are: got Olivia Colman for The Father, Margot Robbie for The Suicide Squad, Meryl Streep for Don't Look Up, Tilda Swinton for The French Dispatch, Emma Thompson for Cruella, and finally Yo Young for Minari.
Thanks, Tom. And what an amazing category we have. So who's your pick, Rob?
You ready for my pick?
I'm so ready.
So my pick is Meryl Streep for Don't Look Up, because she
Whoa!
plays a fantastic parody of Donald Trump, and she is perfection in this role. This is probably one of her better modern roles. I'll say of 2020, definitely of the 2020 so far. This is Meryl's best role. She is so funny. She has her moments perfectly, and I'm giving this to her.
Well, you know I love Meryl. She can do no wrong. And looking at this, I want to pick her because I love her so much. Do you think she'll be up for Best Actress or Best Supporting Actress? Excuse me, because she wasn't up at the Globes or Critics' Choice Awards.
No, I think this will be one of her more underground roles.
Okay. All right. Well, for this, I'm actually going to go with Emma Thompson. I thought Emma Thompson did a really, really good job. She actually is Cruella with not being Cruella, you know, like in Cruella or in 101 Dalmatians, Cruella's Cruella. Well, in this, Emma Stone is like them, and then Emma Thompson is Cruella. So I thought she did a fantastic job, like one of my favorites of this year. I do think that her and Emma both shared the screen beautifully, and they really, really worked well together. And if it wasn't for Emma Stone being the titular character, I would say they're both lead actors in this movie. But I'd have to say that Emma Thompson definitely gave the best performance. I mean, Yo Young Jung won for Minari last year, so we know that she's a great actress. And Olivia Colman's supposed to be up for Best Actress this year for The Lost Daughter that Maggie Gyllenhaal wrote and directed.
Yes, that might be fun to watch.
Yes. Okay, well, Best Cinematography is up next, and who's announcing this one?
Oh, the person who's announcing cinematography is a man who needs no introduction. Mr. Will Crabbe!
Whoa! Yeah. We
Whoa!
love Will.
Hello everyone, Will Crabbe here. It's been lots of fun working with Rob and Justin and reviewing movies that I never thought I'd see before. The visuals play a vital part in filmmaking, and without brilliant cinematography, films just wouldn't have that same impact. It's an honour to announce these nominations for Best Cinematography, and we have got Chung Chung-hoon for Last Night in Soho, Ben Davis for Eternals, Greg Fraser for Dune, Joshua James Richards for Nomadland, Linus Sandgren for Don't Look Up, and finally Robert Yeoman for The French Dispatch.
Thanks, Will. So, Justin, which one of these films do you think had the best cinematography?
Hands down, no doubt, it's Dune. There's no freaking way anything else is better than any of it. I mean, Eternals is the only one that gives it any sort of shot, and that one didn't even touch Dune. Dune is visually spectacular. The camera work is so amazing. You can tell that they had a plan when they went in. They didn't just go in and say like, oh, well, maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. It all worked. It was a masterpiece. They know what they're doing. We have A-list behind the camera, and it is why it deserves best cinematography. Mr. Greg Fraser.
Yes, that's my pick as well, because Greg Fraser is a phenomenal cinematographer, and I feel like he really showed his best work in Dune. It felt like his whole career was leading to make Dune.
Absolutely. Unbelievable. I mean, chef's kiss.
And I'm looking forward to him shooting the Batman movie that's coming out.
The Rob Pattinson one?
Yeah, Rob Pattinson one. He's shooting that one.
What a stud.
Right,
All
so
right.
best editing is next. Do you want to introduce the next announcer?
Yes, here to announce the nominees for Best Editing as a man of writing and a man we've had some great discussions with about movies. Love this guy. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Felipe Delgado.
Yeah!
Felipe!
Hello everyone. In film, editing is the third and final step in the creative process. With that in mind, it is a great pleasure for me to introduce to you these brilliant nominees for Best Editing. And they are Hank Corwin for Don't Look Up, Yorgos Lamprinos for The Father, Mikkel E.G. Nielsen for Sound of Metal, Frederick Thorovel for Promising Young Women, Joe Walker for Dune, and Chloe Zhao for Nomadland.
Thanks, Felipe. Who do you want to win this one, Rob?
Oh, Hank Corwin for Don't Look Up. I really love how Don't Look Up is edited. It is edited perfectly because it really mixes in McKay's smart done comedies like from Step Brothers and Anchorman, and his satirical dramas from Vice and The Big Short, and it's kind of got the similar style it has to Vice and The Big Short, but with kind of like the comedy of Step Brothers and Anchorman, and the editing makes it kind of its own thing, and that's what I like about the editing. And I think Hank Corwin deserves this one. He just seems like a fun guy as well.
I just need to see this movie. Yeah, to me it's a tie, but I'll give it to The Father. I do think Sound of Metal deserves it, but it's more of the sound editing. But The Father just so well done. From we don't know what his reality is, and they make us. We don't understand our reality either. It's really, really sort of frustrating going through all the way through. But that's what makes it so smart, and that's the reason why it's. It was up for best editing at the Oscars this year, and then it's why it's up for best editing here at the Flemings.
Yes. And the next category is your favorite category, Justin, best score.
My favorite category? Come on. I don't know what the hell is going on. I mean, it's either super distracting or I don't notice it, which makes it good. Usually. But anyway, who's announcing this one?
So with this category, I always like to have a musician to announce these nominations, and luckily I've been able to find somebody from a musical background. And here to announce best score is a good old friend of mine, Mr. Cameron John. Yay!
Yeah, Cameron.
Hey guys, I'm Cameron and I'm proud to be here for Robbie and his Fleming Awards. Music in movies creates tone and mood to help bring the magical movie moments to life. Whether it's a soundtrack of popular songs or an original instrumental piece, music in film just is as vital as the script and the camera work. And with that, the nominees for Best Score are Nicholas Brittle for Don't Look Up, Alexandre Desplat for The French Dispatch, Raymond Djawadi for Eternals. Radiohead's Johnny Greenwood is also up for The Power of the Dog, Emile Mosseri for Minari, and finally, we have the legendary Hans Zimmer for Dune.
Right, thank you, Cameron. Justin, I know you struggled with this award, but what do you think the winner should be?
I don't know. I immediately just want to say Hans Zimmer because he's such a stud, but I actually do remember the score in Power of the Dog. I remember it. Very subtle, very westerny, but it really, really worked. And from being a rock star like Johnny Greenwood and Radiohead, crazy. So I'm gonna give it to Johnny Greenwood for Power of the Dog.
Good choice, good choice. I can't say no to Zimmer, and his Dune score was phenomenal. And I think he's just owned to sweep this award this year. Not just on the Flemings, but I think he's owned for the Gold and the Oscar as well.
The man's a legend. He scores like 5 films a year, and it's also movies that aren't even big like Dune. You know, it'll be like this small movie that we don't even really know about, like an international film. Like he's just so well rounded, so beloved that I mean it makes sense. I would give it to him too. I'm trying to give other people a leg up here.
Yeah, I get what you mean. And Johnny probably would come in second.
Yeah, I hope.
Yeah.
All right.
So we got 2 more categories left: Best Actor and Best Actress.
Okay. What do you want to do first?
I think we should do Best Actress first. Would you like to do the announcement for this one?
Sure. Here to announce the nominees for Best Actress, the award I announced last year is Robbie's former intern, Miss Alice Ewins.
Yay, Alice! Yay,
Alice!
It's an honour to be announcing the nominees for Best Actress. The 6 actresses who played empowering roles this year are Lady Gaga for House of Gucci, Jennifer Hudson for Respect, Jennifer Lawrence for Don't Look Up, Frances McDormand for No Man Land, Carey Mulligan for Promising Young Woman, and Emma Stone for Cruella.
Thanks, Alice. Let's talk Best Actress. Who are you going for, Rob?
I think this one is a no-brainer from me, but it's Carey Mulligan. When I saw Promising Young Woman this year, it completely blew my mind, and her performance was the main highlight for this. And after seeing all these other performances this year, nobody in my mind has stood out more than her out of these actresses, and that's why I'm going to go for Carey. Carey deserves this 100%, and I think she'll walk away with this award. What about you?
Yeah, I do think that she did a better job than Frances McDormand, no doubt. But out of this lot, I'm going with Jennifer Hudson for Respect because I was blown away by her performance. She has such a creative, powerful, beautiful voice and sounds just like the woman. And then they even do, like for biopics, they normally show like stuff that the real person has done, and it's just the same except for the weight. Everything else is the same. Like they just are beautiful singers, great performers, and great. Jennifer Hudson's a great actress, and she totally deserves at least a nomination for her performance as Miss Aretha Franklin. But Carey Mulligan is damn good.
Yes.
So we're down to the final category. Best
Yes,
actor.
yes, and I can't, because I've got the perfect person to announce this category, and I can't wait to get to announce him.
Who is it?
Here to announce the nominees for Best Actress is a man who also loves movies, but he loves to have fun and he loves to be entertained. He loves to take the mick out of award ceremonies, so I thought he'd be the best man on board to help us out with this. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Sean Ashfield! Yay, Sean!
Yeah, Sean!
Hello everyone, I'm here today to talk about acting, but since I'm not a professional actor, I really don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, this year I've seen some fantastic movies, and I'm here today to read out the nominations for Best Actor for the Fleming Awards. So, the nominees are Riz Ahmed for Sound of Metal, Benedict Cumberbatch, The Power of the Dog, Leonardo DiCaprio, Don't Look Up, Anthony Hopkins for The Father, Mads Mikkelsen, Another Round, and Will Smith for King Richard. Whoever wins this award doesn't need to show up, we'll accept it on their behalf. Thank you!
Nice. Thank you very much, Sean. Don't know what the hell he just did, but anyway, Justin, what's your pick for this award?
It's Will Smith. Will Smith as Mr. Williams. Richard Williams is, I mean, it's just what I talked about with Jennifer Hudson. It's like when you do somebody who we know, and then we get to see them afterwards when the movie's credits are rolling, and it's like the same person. You did such a fantastic job. I think Will Smith, he's already one of my top favorite actors of all time, so this just makes sense. And then I feel like he's back. We got him back, and he's back, and he's getting all the nominations and love that he deserves. So my pick is Will Smith for King Richard.
Good choice. I think that is one of my picks, but my two honourable mentions would be Anthony Hopkins for The Father because of how he played the dementia-ridden person and how he played it off really well, and you don't really see a performance like that. And I'm gonna have to also, I can't say no to Leo because of how comedic his performance was and how he suited the comedy, but looking at it realistically for number 6, I think Will should be the winner this year.
Yeah, agreed. And we matched up on a couple. And acting is a hard category to match up on, so I'm glad we did.
Yes. So my pick's Will Smith.
So before we end the show, you mentioned that some suggested to you a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yes. My friend Dan, who announced best animated film, he suggested to me about doing a Lifetime Achievement Award. And here to announce the Fleming Award for the outstanding achievement in the field of excellence is media producer Richard Wood. Yay, Richard!
Richard, media producer. Whoop, whoop.
Hello everyone, my name's Richard Wood, video producer, and I'm thrilled to be asked by Robbie Fleming to be the presenter for the Lifetime Achievement Award, and the award goes to the brilliant British visionary legend, visionary director Sir Ridley Scott, known for directing such classics as Alien, Blade Runner, Thelma and Louise, The Martian, and the Oscar-winning Gladiator. So there's no doubt that Scott is such a talented filmmaker and an inspiration to all other future directors. And thank you, Robbie, once again for having me on here, and congratulations to Sir Ridley on your Lifetime Achievement Award for being such a driving force behind the film industry and for everything you've done. This is to you. Many thanks.
Hey, Ridley Scott! Dude, what a year he's had, too. I mean, you have Last Duel and House of Gucci. One's getting acclaim, one's not. One's better than the other, one sucks. I mean, it's unbelievable what's going on here with Mr. Ridley Scott in just this year alone. But yes, he has been around for a really long time, so I'm surprised.
Yeah, so well done, Sir Ridley, and thank you, Richard, for announcing the award. This award goes to Sir Ridley for working hard this year to release 2 big budget movies, and he is a master of cinema, so he does deserve it.
Yeah, congratulations. A well-deserved win. So shall we count down these nominees?
Yes, we should. So best stunt team is Cruella, Dune, No Time to Die, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, The Suicide Squad, and Wrath of Man.
Yes. And for Best Original Screenplay, we have Wes Anderson for The French Dispatch, Lee Isaac Chung for Minari, Emerald Fennell for Promising Young Woman, Tobias Lindholm and Thomas Vinterberg for Another Round, Adam McKay for Don't Look Up, and Edgar Wright and Christy Wilson Carnes for Last Night in Soho.
Nice one. For Best Adapted Screenplay, we have Ivan Atkinson, Marn Davis, and Guy Ritchie for Wrath of Man, Roberto Bentivegna and Becky Johnston for House of Gucci, Jane Campion for The Power of the Dog, James Gunn for The Suicide Squad, Christopher Hampton and Florian Zeller for The Father, and Eric Roth, John Spates, and Denis Villeneuve for Dune.
Very, very nice. Next up, we have Best Supporting Actor. We have Bo Burnham for Promising Young Woman, Paul Walter Hauser for Cruella, Daniel Kaluuya for Judas and the Black Messiah, Tony Leung for Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, Jesse Plemons for The Power of the Dog, and finally Forrest Whitaker for Respect.
Nice one. For Best Director, we have Wes Anderson for The French Dispatch, Jane Campion for The Power of the Dog, Emerald Fennell for Promising Young Woman, Adam McKay for Don't Look Up, Denis Villeneuve for Dune, and Mr. Thomas Winterberg for Another Round.
Coming up next is Best Animated Film, only four. We have Encanto, Luca, The Mitchell vs. the Machine, and Raya and the Last Dragon.
And that's a good category because for Best Supporting Actress, we have Olivia Colman for The Father, Margot Robbie for The Suicide Squad, Meryl Streep for Don't Look Up, Tilda Swinton for The French Dispatch, Emma Thompson for Cruella, and Yu Young-jung for Minari.
Next category is Best Cinematography, and we have Chung Chung-hoon for Last Night in Soho, Ben Davis for Eternals, Craig Fraser for Dune, Joshua James Richards for Nomadland, Linus Sengrid for Don't Look Up, and Robert Yauman for The French Dispatch.
Nice one. For Best Editing, we have Hank Corwin for Don't Look Up, Yorgos Lanthimos for The Father, Mikael G.E. Nielsen for Sound of Metal, Frederick Forenberg for Promising Young Woman, Joe Walker for Dune, and Chloe Zhao for Nomadland.
Next category is my favorite, Best Score. We have Nicholas Brittle for Don't Look Up, Alexandre Desplat for The French Dispatch, Ramin Djawadi for Eternals, Radiohead's Johnny Greenwood for The Power of the Dog, Emily Massari for Minari, and Hans Zimmer for Dune.
Right, for Best Actress, we have Lady Gaga for House of Gucci, Jennifer Hudson for Respect, Jennifer Lawrence for Don't Look Up, Frances McDormand for Nomadland, Carey Mulligan for Promising Young Woman, and Emma Stone for Cruella.
And finally, we have Best Actor, and it's Riz Ahmed for Sound of Metal, Benedict Cumberbatch for The Power of the Dog, Leonardo DiCaprio for Don't Look Up, Anthony Hopkins for The Father, Mads Mikkelsen for Another Round, and the king himself, Will Smith, for King Richard.
Yay!
What a category! So many good ones.
Yes.
Great.
So yeah, thank you so much for joining me today, Justin. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Of course, thanks for having me.
It's alright, as always, and thank you to Dan, Jason, Christopher, Emily, Dave, Tom, Sean, Alice, Cameron, and Will, and Felipe. Is that everybody? And Cody.
Yeah, and Cody, of course.
Yeah, thank you everybody for joining us today and being our special guest to announce these Fleming Awards. Polls are now officially open. Vote as many times as you want. Polls close on the 29th of December, and the winner will be announced alongside my 30 favourite films of 2021, which I will be revealing the winner of Best Film. It's been an absolute pleasure to be with you, Justin, and I hope you have a good night.
Yeah, I was wondering why there's no Best Picture category, but you just choose Best Picture. It doesn't need to be a category. Yeah. No, but thank you so much for having me, and thanks for all the special guests for announcing these fabulous nominees, along with people who helped out off screen. And to all the viewers out there, this is so much fun. We love award season here at Worth Review Movies and at the Fleming Film Show. So We love to talk awards and movies, so thank you guys so much.
Yes.
And go out and vote. Go vote.
Yes, make sure you vote. The link is in the description. And make sure you like, subscribe to this channel, like this video, leave a comment of what you want, of what you think is so many and what you think should have been nominated and what you think you're voting for. And obviously show this to your family and your friends and to your family's friends and your friends' family. Have a great Christmas and get voting.
Yeah, tell us what you also think got snubbed. What would you have put in the Fleming Film Awards? But yes, happy Christmas, everybody. Get voting. Go to the polls. Do it now. Do it.
Thank you, Justin.
Thanks, Rob. It's good to dress up and see so far apart from each other.
Yes, definitely. And I'll see you very soon.
All right, pal.
Bye-bye.